Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome. We are here on Thursday. Today is August 8th. And let me get back over to comments and wait for everybody to get back. And then we'll have some eyeballs and we'll get started. So yeah, tonight, oh shoot, I'll get something else. I was gonna show you something to explain like why I had to change my mind, but we'll get there. All right, so just let me know when you're here. Hey, Nancy, can I assume that that you can hear me? That everything's good. Hi, Carol. Awesome, awesome. More eyeballs and other Carol, Carol M, Carol K. I think there's a third Carol, right? That shows up. Got to keep you guys figured out. Okay, so yeah, welcome. Slight change in plans from what I was going to do last week. Oh, good, Lisa. Thank you, thank you. Um, I had said I was going to make an easel flip mini album or something like that, but I realized I don't. Oh, you can't hear me, Nancy? Lisa can hear me fine. So, you think there are four carols. So Nancy's on Facebook, can't hear me. Can everybody else? Hey girl, Jamie, can you hear me on Facebook? Or one of the carols? Let me know because you can hear me. Okay. So Nancy, maybe check your volume on whatever device you're on. Because I can't control like who hears me, right? On between Facebook and YouTube. That's not a setting. So hey Debbie. So double check that, Nancy, okay? And Carol can hear me fine. Okay, awesome. Shoo. All right. So yeah, last week I was gonna do this cool mini flip album, and I realized I don't have the right pieces and parts for that. So you really need a kit that has like ephemera bits, little tag things, 4x6, like cut aparts or cards or something, little 3x4 ones. And I'll show you the one I'll pull one out when I go down to the table, but I didn't have any of that stuff. I could have made do with one of my other kits. Like I've had a ladybug kit from Echo Park for a while that I've been wanting to use, but I didn't want to do any of that right yet. So we're gonna do that in another month or so after I get some. I'm gonna get some of the new Christmas things because they have two ephemera packs that I really like, and I think they're gonna go well for that project. So we're just gonna hold off on that. Um, so we'll do a couple of announcements, and then we're gonna get into it. And yeah, so bonus days still going on. So for those of you that, oh, Penny, you almost watched last week's. Well, you're here, so you're catching it. So bonus days. If you earn them in July, you need to spend them in August. Otherwise, they're gone. Right. So you don't want to give away free money. Designer series paper, that's still on sale. Hey, Di, 15% off. Now I posted and I emailed last week. I sent an email out. I posted pictures of the PDFs, like I converted them to picture files. That shows it's only select packs, so it's none of the like specialty packs. It's none of the foils. It's none of the online exclusive papers. So it's only like one and a half, almost 2 pages worth of stuff from the annual catalog. But check them out. Like the Country Woods, I ordered last when I put it in my pre-order the other day. I ordered another pack of the Country Woods paper because I think that's a really good one. Paper share. If you are still interested in the paper share, let me know. I already put in my first order, so once I have a group of four, I'm going to put the order in. So now we'll have to wait for another group of four. If I get three, I'll do it, but I don't really want to be stuck with a half a pack or even 3/4 of a pack of everything myself because like I just can't keep up with using it. So four more, and I'll let you know. Like I'll say, okay, you're going to be on the wait list. When we get four, I'll let you know. Then I'll send out invoices and then we'll go from there. Hey, Gloria. Um, so I should have all my packs of paper on Monday. So I may do a show and tell either next Thursday, like at the end maybe. So like if people don't want to see it or if you've already seen it, you don't have to stick around. I was trying to think of another day I could do it, and I'm just not going to be home enough. So we'll plan on that. So I'll show all the papers Thursday after we do our Thursday project. All right. And then oh, there was 2 new kits. So every month we're getting 2 new kits. This one, of course, I forgot. Like every month I forget. I'm so excited to put my order in because the other day I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom and I was like, oh, I'll just put my order in right now. Um, well, I forgot that the kits came out. So there's a Halloween house that's like a cute decorative project. And then there's a holiday card kit that has like a lot of gold in it, gold and red. So of course I didn't get them because I didn't wait. And I forgot about them. So they're out there. And then the final thing is Stampin' Up has they've been doing a lot of work on their behind the scenes like system, like our ordering system, the customer facing system. They're combining them. They used to be 2 separate things. So now we have a new customer center, and everybody has to have an online account, basically. If you ever want to put an order in, or even if I want to put an order in for you, you have to have an online account with an email address. So for my existing customers, I have to look into this more. It looks like I have to send you an invitation to like create your account. Hey Sue, um, you have to, yeah, so you have to create an online account. Some of you have 2 or 3, 4 different emails. So I have to figure out, remember which one is your current one and send you the invite to that one. And I can tell, I just saw this last night, and some of the emails are not the one that you use. I know it. So I have to figure that out, but I'm going to give you updates and let you know more about that. So, Jamie gives, not all bulbs are required to be bright. Oh, funny. Speaking of not bright bulbs, I mean, sad news. So, guys, I took my mom's cat, Cooper, when she died. So we've had him like the past 2 years, and wah, wah, he died Monday night. So sad times. He had a real bad week. So, um, we had been, we were talking like for days and days, like, oh my God, we got to take him to the vet. We got to put him down. We can't let him go on like this. Well, then Monday, we had decided we were taking him Tuesday morning. And then Dave left for work like 5 o'clock Monday night. And I got home, and he was alive then. And then I got home at like 10:30. Wah, wah, not alive. But so sad news. But not a bright bulb. That just reminded me of him because he was the sweetest cat. He was better even than our cat Sweetie that we had for years. But he wasn't the brightest bulb. But he was a sweet boy. So anyway, sad news. We just, we picked him up today. I got him cremated. So anyway, yeah, sorry. And nobody wants to find him, but somebody has to. So anyway, enough of sad news. Let's get down here and we're gonna go talk about our project. And actually, I want to get the other packet. I was gonna show you the difference. Hold on. Oh, okay. Ah, all right. So when I said I had to change my mind about what we were doing, it's because I didn't have any like bits and pieces. So you really want, for that easel flip project, you really want a kit that has stuff like this. Like, well, look here, they call it bits and pieces. So like ephemera bits, you know, die cut elements, things that we're going to add. And this is something I got from Country Craft Creations like a month or so ago. It's all about Star Wars stuff. So I've got a different project plan for this, but this is what I mean by we need, ephemera. We need stuff for that flip album. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna do that maybe a month or so down the road. Once I finally get my, I'm gonna get like Christmas stuff. Yeah, Penny, he did have a great life. He enjoyed himself. We let him tear up the carpet. We let him do whatever he wanted. We're like, it's the carpet's old anyway, and he won't be around forever. So he had a spot at the top of the steps that he pretty much wore down to the threads. But we let him do what he wanted. Um, but yeah, so today we're doing I called it a Flippy flip book. I got this idea from a girl, Pink Strawberries. But then I realized I mixed them up with two, like I had watched two different of her videos, and I ended up combining like the flips and the what we put in it. So the name is kind of misleading. She had called the one thing a one sheet wonder journal, and then the other thing a flippy flip. So we get what we get. I called it what I called it. I'm going to show you the prototype at the end. So we're going to go through and make it, and it's really cool. I like it. You know, I like these little journal things and mini scrapbooks, and even if you don't want to do that with it, you want to put gift cards in it, you want to put like notes to somebody, hey Marlene, you can do all that. So the base is one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Oh, and look what I got. Everybody, demonstrators should have gotten these in this past week. So I just got mine. I want to say a couple days ago. I can't remember when we got these. So anyway, customers are going to get theirs in the next couple weeks. I think by the third week in August, you should have yours. But this gives like a little hint at one of the sets in here has a little house. Now, you know, we had a house punch with a celebration set a bunch of years ago, and I don't have that anymore, but I wonder. I remember, I think it had an arrow under it. I hope somebody has theirs still and can tell, like, is it similar sized, or it's probably, knowing them, it's probably flipped and the chimney's on this side because that's what they'll do. But anyway, mini catalog cover. That's all I can show you that. But yeah, plenty of people are doing unboxings because they will, you know, order everything in the catalog and show it. So if you're interested in seeing that, just do some Google searches. I know Patty Bennett was doing some. Karen Titus was probably going to do some. So not me though. I only ordered paper and the few little things that I really liked. So we'll deal with the holiday stuff next time or a different time. But let's get to it. I pulled out, I just got this set today and I don't have the dies. So my plan was I was going to use some of these. This was our old butterfly set and I had some extra bits that I had stamped and die cut. So I was planning on using these. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm just going to create the base of the book and then I'm going to show you my prototype so you can see I actually put pictures in it. Okay. So 12 by 12. And then this pile is what we're going to make our little inserts and bits with. So you want a piece. We're going to need two pieces that are 6 by 12. So I chose this one because the pattern is like the same top and bottom. You don't want necessarily two different pieces of paper. So I'm going to cut it this way. So 6, let me get my cutter. And I've had to change some of her measurements because I just didn't like them. I like more, I like things to lay flatter and nicer. Let's say that. So these, they look exactly the same. And this is what I want to score on. So this is what I want my book to be. So the first piece, and where did my, you know what? Like, where did my measurements go? Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna get our scoring out. And you want to make sure you keep your pattern, if it's got a pattern, like this is kind of like the flowers are all going up. So first piece, totally easy. We're gonna score at 4, push this all the way in, 4 and 8. So each panel is a 4 by 6. All right, and then we'll fold this in. All right. Now you can see already, see when they're exactly the same, it doesn't want to lay flat. It wants to buckle up like that. This isn't going to be a problem though. All right, second piece. Again, make sure flowers are all going the same direction. No, you know what? This one I have to turn upside down because I want this little 1/2 inch. Yep. So turn this one upside down. We're going to score at a 1/2 inch because this 1/2 inch is going to be like the little tab that's going to connect it to the first piece. So a 1/2 inch, 4 3/8. And don't you worry about, I'm going to have the measurements, at least for this part and all the pieces that I cut. I'll have that up on my blog this weekend. Oh, Lisa, so you watched Karen's unboxing yesterday? Yeah, they usually get like everything. It is going to be, I think it's better to see stuff in person versus the catalog if you can, right? All right, so 1/2 inch, 4 3/8, and then we'll go to 8 1/4. All right. So these pieces are not 4 inches wide. All right. And then this one, it's going to be our inside. I'm not done with my folding. Where is my bone folder? All right. Now these are just leftover bits. So our first piece, we scored it at 4 and 8. Now we're just going to go through and fold everything in. This first piece, I want this to be a pocket, and then this will be end up being the front of our book. So to make this pocket, I just want to cut from this corner down here. All right, and then we'll trim a tiny little bit off. All right, so bring my cutter back. So I want diagonal here to here. So you can either put it in this way and put the edge right here where we have that fold on the cut line, and then go down about, you don't have to measure any of this. It's just important to get it on this cut line. And you know what? It's easier for me to turn it upside down. However you want to do it, maybe even want to write it or draw it. I just want to cut like that. So I'm going to do, it's easier for me to see this part. All right. And I'm going to put that corner at the 2-inch mark. And then my fold, I want to cut it right at the fold. Oh, no, lie. I want to cut it about like here. I think I had flipped this upside down when I cut it the first time. There's no real measurement. All right. Okay, now save this. So now I've got it like this. So this little part right here, I'm just going to trim that a smidge off. All right. Just because it'll make it easier to fold my book up. And when I mean a smidge, I mean like that much, just a tiny little sliver. All right. Oh, so let's glue this. So we've got our pocket. I'm only going to glue this pocket at the bottom because I kind of want this to be an open-ish pocket. I don't want to glue it here. I don't want to close it there. It's just because what I want to put in it, a little booklet, I want it to have a little bit more room to grow, really. So I don't want to attach here. So we're going to glue just at the bottom. And of course, if you want to glue that side bit up, that's up to you. But maybe see how this goes. If you like it, you like it. All right, there's our pocket, our first pocket. And that closes and flat. Love it. All right, now remember I said save this. We'll use that later. Now we've got our other piece. So let's just fold all of our score marks. This is our 1/2 inch tab. And it's kind of hard for me to see this purple on purple. All right. Now this little tab, so she had it where she put the glue on this side and then had it like this. So this would be on the outside of the book. Let me fold this up. So it was like that. Well, I didn't like that because I just don't want to see that. So I'm going to put this on the inside. So I'm going to put glue on this side of our flap, which I guess is like the back. I just don't like wrapping it around because it makes things like want to pop up more. All right, now I want to get this edge flat with this edge. So, I like to put them on the table and squeeze up. There we go. Tap so they're flush. And we've got a good edge there. Nothing hanging over. It meets. All right, so that's our inside. And let me just, looks like I got a little crinkle there. I hope that's not going to wreck it. I don't think so. Interesting. But so now, do we see how this is starting to come together? This is going to fold in and in like that. But there's more. So this last panel right here, I want to make this another pocket over here. I just want to fold down, and there's no measurement with this part, okay? Just fold it down however long you want. I'm going to go, whatever this is. This looks like more than an inch. You just want to make sure your sides are even. And then we'll measure it. But just eyeball it. Press it down. Let's measure. Oh, not even an inch. So that looks like almost 7/8 of an inch. Whatever. All right, so I want to glue this down. And then this is going to be like a flat pocket. So I'm not going to put any gussets in here. I'm just going to glue here and shut it. And it's going to be, we're going to slide something in there. But so just a flat pocket. I want to put glue as close as I can to the edges. And you guys, this really is a quick-ish project. It's going to take you longer to like figure out which pictures you're going to put in or what you're going to put in it at all and do all the tarting up. But that's our one pocket, so we can slide something in there and maybe a couple of somethings, but good. And we have the full length of that pocket. It's going to go all the way over here. So now, these two pieces, I feel like, what did I glue something in here? This doesn't want to lay flat. This is totally weird. Something's going on there. Anyway, so this part, actually, let's start over on the pocket. So for this one, I want to put like a little mini booklet. So we're going to start out with a piece. And I used, for all my bits and pieces in here, hey, Julie, I used one piece of Gorgeous Grape, one piece of Highland Heather, and one piece of Crumb Cake. So not a lot of cardstock needed. All right, so first one, we want to have a little booklet. And so your cardstock is 5.5 by 7, and we're going to score at 3.5. All right, and I didn't put any designer paper on here. If you can if you want, but I use this to actually glue pictures to. So this is going to fit right in there. So you see, keeping this open, that makes it, you can have a lot more stuff in there. It can be a little bit thicker, right? Otherwise, it would be a tighter squeeze to get something in there. And if you want to have yours, like, don't cut it this far down, maybe cut it up here. It just means a wider, more decorative piece that you get to look at. But so that's our book. Now on this panel, I want to add like a flip up. And with the base being just designer series paper, this is really more floppy than I like. So I wanted to add cardstock and glue it flat on here. So my original plan was to just cut a layer and glue it flat. Well, then I thought, hello, I want to add more stuff, so let's make it a flip. So I've got 2 pieces of crumb cake. One is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. That's the shorter one. The next one is 3 3/4 by 6. So I'll need like a little hinge to glue them together. So I'm going to score this 6. I'm going to score it at 5 3/4. All right, so they should both be 5 3/4. All right. So let's fold this over, score it. Now, if you wanted to have a 1/2 inch hinge, just cut your paper longer. All right, but I want to glue these together. and then glue the whole thing down. And similar to how I glued this hinge on the inside, now I want it on the outside because I don't want to glue it to the inside of this, and then when I open it, I see that, right? So I want this on the back. Now, even though they're the same, they're both 5 3/4. Actually, one does not look 5 3/4. Let me double check this because it's still gonna pop out a little. Nope, that's 5 3/4. Okay, I'm gonna trim it anyway. All right, so let's put glue on the back side, and then we're gonna tap these together, fold this over. Now, when I'm folding it over, it's making this piece like scooch out some just because of that fold. That's just how it works out. So this part, now I got to trim down. And that's just when you're making any book and you get like a seam here, the hinge. This paper can only go so far. It can only go up to the fold mark and not impede the opening of the thing. So yeah, Jamie, burnish, burnish, burnish. So when it scoots down a little bit, that's just the nature of the beast. All right, so now we've got that, and I can glue everything, glue the whole thing and add it in. All right, now I have to pay attention to where it's hard to see all this pattern on pattern. All right, and that looks good. Okay. Now we want to bring in the piece that we cut off. So we can put this here. We can put it here. Either way, I can trim it some. I am going to have to trim it some because I want this to go like right there. And I'm just going to eyeball that. Oh, and I can always do it this way too. That to me is too much. I want the floral. So I'm just going to slice off some of this. And it doesn't matter how much you cut off, because really you're going to put something over top of that. I just want it to be not as wide. Oh, look, that's like perfect. Okay. I wasn't even measuring that. I just want it to stay on the crumb cake part, you know? All right, so let's glue this on. And this is just to use it up. If you don't like this, then you leave it off. Easy. All right, so just using it up, and then it ties in. All right, so there's our flip up. So we've got, if you're doing pictures, you can put a picture here, picture here, picture here. And I had to trim my pictures just a little bit. So if I was to make this and want to use 4x6 pictures without having to cut anything, I would just have to do the math completely over. But it was easy enough just to trim my pictures. And I don't mind cutting my pictures at all. All right, our third panel. Now I want a pocket down here. So, and I want it to be like the 3-sided. So it'll be a gusseted pocket. So I've got, for our pocket, we're going to use Highland Heather. So now, I like how we're seeing all the colors across here. So this piece is 2 3/4 tall by 4 1/8. And we're going to score at, I put a 1/4 inch on 3 sides. So we'll do a 1/4 inch on the short side, turn it to the right, 1/4 inch on the, well, I guess this is the short side. This was the long side. But anyway, turn it again, 1/4 inch. All right, so our pocket's gonna go in, this will be the top. Oh. So let's burnish and then trim, or trim then burnish. I don't think that part matters. Oh, and you know what? I think I've got to go back to my pack of paper because I didn't write down Oh, now I want to, so I'm just going to cut these corners off. All right. And then we'll put our pocket on right like that. So let me get my paper pack again. So I want to layer something here. So this should be two, oh wait, this is 3 5/8 by 2.5. 3 5/8 by 2.5. I need to write on something. 3 5/8 by 2.5. And I like to take like a 1/4 inch off. So we'll say 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. So just by quick math. All right, 2 1/4. And what do I have? Ooh, that's pretty, but pretty short. All right. I feel like I want to use a different pack. Actually, I like this one. This is kind of similar. Or that one. Actually, I'm going to do that one. That's closer. All right. And actually, I think I might need to use this for another page. So I'm going to cut 2 1/4 off first. Ugh. And I'm probably, I pick butterflies and purple just because, like, that's my go-to. We'll blame my mom for that. But it's so pretty. And they go with a lot of stuff. So 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. And we'll glue, I'm going to save this just because we'll glue this on here. Now, I didn't do like a little circle to, for a pull tab or anything, just because I think it's not necessary for this. We're just going to put a couple of tags in here. All right, let's glue this. Whoa. Wiggle, wiggle. I love it. All right, now this is going to get glued right down here, and I'm trying to kind of like keep it even with this, right? Yeah, Julie, I like it too. I actually ended up getting 2 packs of this. I was glad to see it carry over from the mini because I felt like I didn't use it enough. So I was very happy. Plus, this goes with like birds too. If you're not into butterflies, if you just want birds. All right, eyeballing, eyeballing. That looks good and straight-ish. All right, I just need to hold this down there for a minute. It is Jamie. You know how she was. All right. So now we've got a gusseted pocket, which is just a little bit more roomier than if we had just glued it flat down. Then I've got, we call these tags. You can call them photo mats, whatever you want. But I've got 2 pieces. One is 3 1/4 by 5.5. And I did 3 1/4 because I just left like another 1/4 inch. Like I didn't want to make it the same exact width as the pocket. So 3 1/4 by 5.5. And then I did 3 1/4 by 5. So we've just got 2 shorter. So they're, different heights. I only put 1 in my prototype. And after I did that, I was like, oh, I really could have used 2. But so tags, love it. Last one for this pocket, gorgeous, great. So this is called a pocket insert in when I do type up my measurements and stuff. This is 3.5 by 5, and that's going to go all the way in there. So that's our book. And this piece, this is where I also wanted to add a different piece of designer paper. All right, because we'll close it like this. See how it's kind of rounded, like it's not totally flat. That's just because it's all the layers, right? So I just have to get over that. If I wanted it more flat, I would have scored out like a spine and not relied just on this single fold. But for what it is, I love it. So you open it, it goes like this, and then we open again. So right here, I want to cut another, and that's what I'm going to use this piece for, just to give it some difference, just so it's not all the same. And I'm going to cut this one 3.5 by 5.5. Yeah, because this is 3 3/4 ish by 6. So we'll do 3.5 by 5.5. And you guys, this is quicker than I expected, but we're going to go through my prototype, which I got Jamie's permission to use some of the pictures. This is from an event we went to, and they're going to love it. All right. My glue doesn't want to come out. Actually, I think I have to put more glue in this. All right, and I'm putting this, like straight-ish. All right, excellent. Now, where you want to add like some butterflies, you could put something down here. Let's see, like, oh, that's too big. We could do a little one. I would want to color these first, but I would probably glue like just along this side to leave it to have like a tuck spot so that you could add something else even if you wanted to. Put one there. You could do the same thing. I think I added some things over here on the pocket on this one. You could even put stuff here. So you can doll this up like however you want. And then we want to put ribbon around it and then make like a cover piece. So I will take pictures of all these. Actually, I'm going to have to find out which pictures I want to put in here, because I do like to have it all full up before I attach the ribbon, just because maybe I'm just being anal that, I don't want it to be too much bigger. But let's look at my prototype. So this one, I used the Friends for Life bundle. I cut out the friend. And then this set is, this I got from the Ink Road, and it's called, what is it called? Golden Friends. So I've had this forever. It's got a Golden Girl theme to it. So Jamie and I went to a cake decorating class, and it had a Golden Girl theme. So that's why I wanted to go with this. And I had these papers that Golden Girls makes me think of coffee and cheesecake, and I don't have any cheesecake stamps, but I was kind of using some of the coffee cups from this. So here's our finished book. See how thick it is? I don't know if you can tell the difference, but with pictures, it's about maybe 1/4 inch thicker. So I used 2 different ribbons. We've got, these are our A Lot of Love papers, and I die cut friend. I popped these girls up, and I just colored them. These aren't their real hair colors, but who cares? I just did it to match my papers. Postage stamp. These are, I have Unity stamps, postage stamp dies, but you use whichever ones you want. You may not even want to copy this, but however, whatever you're going to doll your front piece up with, your cover. Let me get this in here. All right, so the ribbon, I've got it secured around the whole front and back. I added some tear and tape first on the iridescent ribbon. So I like using 2 different kinds of ribbon, and I've got a lot hanging off here. I pulled off about 1 yard of each. I like having it hang down like a lot of tails. So anyway, I used the iridescent ribbon. Then I added some Fabri-Tac, and then I put the petal pink ribbon over top of that with the glue. So I like the Fabri-Tac because it doesn't bleed through and you never notice it. Like once it dries, you can't see it. So I do like that. So let's open up. And we've got, here's our first picture. Now, when I put the pictures in, they're not in order. Like, oh, this is the first, when we first got there, then this is making the cake. It's just wherever stuff fits. So here's half of Jamie's face. I had to cut the picture so stuff would fit. But these are our finished cakes. Here's where I did a little tuck. So I cut that out of the paper, just like I cut this one, and then I didn't know what to do with it. But so just glue it and you can add a little something. So I'm probably gonna, I have to go back and look at my calendar to see when it was. and what it was, but I'll make a little cutout and just tuck it in, and I'll say, like the date and where we were. So there's that. Then we open up, and that's my picture. Jamie won some prizes. So, and there was 3 pictures of prizes. So I'm like, this is perfect. 3. Now see here, I put my triangle flipped around the other way versus on this one, I did it at the top. So you just use it however you want. So flips up, and then she got her prizes. This is my Jamie Gibbs. And then here's our photo book. So now see, this one, I have it further up. On the purple one, I cut it down here. So here's our little photo book. This is us with our finished pieces. And then I got to turn it this way. This was, like they gave us these, she baked the cakes ahead of time, and then it was all about assembly and learning how to frost them. And then that's our finished things again. But we both had our Golden Girls t-shirts on. So then we open up this, and I've got to put something here, but this was when we had to like crumb dry it or crumb ice it. Is that called crumb coating, right? So there's the front and back of that. So here's where I was like, oh, I should have added another tag. Um, yeah, Debbie, if you have just a couple pictures, I think I ended up using 13 pictures, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I ended up doing 13 pictures, which is kind of a lot for a little book like this. But then here, more coffee cupcakes. I didn't do any embellishments on here. Like, I don't want lumpy things when I have to like fold all this up. If I had a pearl or something, it's bound to land on a picture or something. So I just don't do all that. But yeah, crumb coat. And then here's Jamie's. They had like these pre-printed, it was like on sugar paper or something like that. So Jamie went with a pink and white theme, and I like orange, so I went with an orange and white. And yeah, I love those. And I like how that is similar to, I just now noticed that because I was going by the stamp set had them in the 4 group like that. Funny. So we're gonna put that in a little pocket. Um, this I took because just to show myself that how much darker that orange got after I let it sit. So yeah, Penny, do my coworkers know that I'm a superstar baker? Actually, I think they do know I bake. I brought a couple things in over the years, but no, yeah. I did take some classes at the Joann's with the Wilton stuff. That's another story. But yeah, I love this little book. And I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, Debbie, I think it'd be perfect for engagement parties. Yeah. And then customize your cover however you want. So that's our little Flippy Flip book. What did I want to say? Oh, next week. Um, yeah, it does match my shirt, Jamie. Yeah, the 3 or the 4 of them. Next week, I'm going to show you how to cover one of these. I know my friend Denise just got a whole bunch of these, and it reminded me like, hey, I did this like maybe 2 years ago, but I used 6x6 papers, and I want to do it again, just like covering the whole thing. So we're going to do this next week. I'm going to make a different theme one, and I've got pockets in here. I do these flat pockets on the inside covers, right? And then I make this pocket out of cardstock. And we're gonna do this and see how it's open. This holds a lot. This is actually a very sturdy pocket. But school supplies are out now, and that's when I usually find these. So they're called half composition books because they're like a composition book cut in half, and they come in a 10 pack. I always see them at Walmart. I don't know if they have them anywhere else, but they're always out when school supplies go out. So I think that'll be a good time. Next week we'll do that. All right, so we're actually done early tonight. Your Michaels had Wilton decoration classes. Gloria, that's where I took them. Yep, my friend and I did like all 4 levels, which was kind of crazy. Of course, I'm one that I'll sign up for a class and I got to get all the stuff. So, like pans, I'd always made cakes where you had to do the little dots and like, the stars and, make the shape pan and then the different icings. But yeah, we took the classes. She only took the Jamie not liking the early finish. So yeah, my friend Sandy only took the one class, and but we had a lot of fun. It was still like 4 weeks long or something, but I went and did all of them just because that's, I'm anal about that. But have all the stuff, and now I hardly bake cakes and decorate them, but I can. I have the tips, I have all the stuff. So thanks, Penny. Oh, Lisa, everybody, boo. Cindy, Amazon has them side fold and top fold. Ooh, top fold for the composition books? Interesting. I might have to look at that because I got 3 packs years ago of these with just with the side fold, but I would like a top fold. That's interesting. I'm gonna look at that. So, okay, Flippy Flip book, which was really like, one sheet journal, whatever. We're calling it what we call it. So I'll get my blog updated this weekend. Um, Sue will be here tomorrow night, I'm assuming, and then Gail will be here Sunday night. Yeah, Jamie, since you're a lefty. Yup, exactly. Good night, Julie. Thanks. And Jamie, who's to say that you couldn't make yours a lefty book anyway and make this your cover so that you open things like this and you write it how you want? It's your book. You do what you want, right? Gloria, you taught knitting, crocheting, and some jewelry and paper crafting. You could have been my teacher because I took all those classes at Michael's when they used to have them. Well, not Michael's, Joanne's. Yeah. Yeah, Carol too, a lefty. Yeah, I think you guys could totally customize your notebooks and make them open the way you want them to open. It's your notebook. It's not your you do that already. See? Smart cookie. Okay. Um we're done for now, right? I'm gonna go eat some chili and you guys are gonna enjoy your last 15 minutes. Do whatever you want. Class is dismissed early. All right. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next week and have a good week.